What is up, guys? I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're covering some more r/am I the butthole. If you want to skip the initial waffle, timestamps are in the description below and along the timeline. But if you are new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe and maybe that notification bell too. And don't forget you can follow us on podcast now so you can take us wherever you go. You can also join the channel either through YouTube membership or head on over to Patreon. And a huge thank you to each and every single one of you for being here every day, watching my videos, commenting, liking, all that good stuff. It really does mean the world to me. Thank you so much. And with that being said, let's get in to today's stories. Much love, guys. And this story is from Holiday A-Hole Throwaway. Am I the arsehole for jumping out a bathroom window to avoid my mum's attempt at forcing a reunion between me and my ex-fiancé? Some backstory: I'd been dating my ex Sarah for 4 years. We were planning on getting married in November 2020, but I found out at the start of this month that she cheated on me. She begged me to give her another chance, but I broke it off. The problem was being cheated on is, in my mind, completely emasculating and humiliating, so I never told anyone that was the reason we broke up. For obvious reasons, Sarah also didn't tell people we broke up because she cheated, so people have blamed me for the breakup, including my mum. They just see that I dumped her out of the blue. I've gone very strict no contact with Sarah after I discovered she was cheating on me. Sarah had been talking with my mum and I convinced her that if we talked one more time, we'd be able to reconcile. My mum had been applying hardcore pressure on me to talk with Sarah, but I explained that there's no chance we will ever get back together. So tonight I go over to my mum's place because she's hosting family for Christmas Eve. I'm there for a bit talking with my aunts and uncles and cousins when the doorbell rings and I can see it's Sarah. I asked what the fuck is going on. My mum said she's invited Sarah so we can work this out in the spirit of the holidays. I'm pissed now because the only way to explain my side of the story is to tell everyone that I was cheated on. Complete humiliation in front of my whole family. So as my mum goes to the front door, I go into the bathroom. My mum starts knocking on the door saying that I need to come out and talk to my ex like an adult. I say fuck it, kick out the window screen and get in my car and go home. My mum called a short while ago saying she's cutting ties with me over my behaviour. She's really fixated on me jumping out the window and that Sarah will always be like a child to her. My sister called me after to read me out for ruining Christmas. I broke down and told her that Sarah cheated on me, which is why I dumped her and didn't want to see her under any circumstances. She called me a big arsehole who was lying to cover for myself. Am I really in the wrong? Hell no, you're not in the wrong. I love that you jumped out the window, to be quite honest, but I think you should have just faced this head on. I know it might be slightly humiliating, but I think it's worse for her. She's the one who cheated, she's the one who's the arsehole in the situation, and she's the one who did this, not you. She's the one with the problem. And I can't believe that Sarah had the balls, I don't know where that came from, to actually turn up at your mum's house in front of all your family and risk you actually bringing that up. So she must know that you're not actually going to say it, playing you like a fool. Even after she cheated on you. I can't believe that. She needs to be called out. You need to just call her out in front of everyone if your family's going to keep treating you like that, and they all need to apologise. Otherwise I'd cut ties with a lot of them. But that's just my opinion, of course. Let's go down to the comments below to see what we can find. I Choose You Snorlax says, fuck that, your mum, Sarah and your sisters are all assholes. The nerve of her to show up at your mum's house. I'm pissed off just reading this. I don't understand why your mother is so invested in Sarah. Why would you want to tell her Sarah cheated on you after your sister acted? What a fucking mess. Not gonna lie, you kicking out the screen and taking off through the window is straight savage. Reflexes up on legendary. Not the arsehole. Thank you very much for the awards, kind strangers. My first platinum and 3 silvers. I'm very grateful. Wow. Thank you. Puck1996 says, not the arsehole, but dude, you gotta tell them why you're acting like this. People certainly feel a bit sorry for you, but they realise why you don't want to be in the same room with this girl. Your Broski301 says, everyone sucks here. Well buddy, I can understand why you did what you did, but when your mum started applying pressure to you to talk with your ex, you should have swallowed your pride and told her what happened. Yeah, it's humiliating and all, but sometimes you really just gotta man up and own it. As for not wanting to get back with your ex, I totally agree with you and don't think you two should get back together because the trust will never be the same. Karma Girl 1 says, not the arsehole, but dude, seriously, it would have been so sweet had you just stood in the middle of the living room and just announced to everyone why you left her. Why in the world would the cheating reflect badly on you when you didn't do anything wrong? There's got to be some cultural differences at play here because it's the first time I've heard this mentally, where you're afraid of doing one thing that will get people off your back. Now, what do you guys think of this story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on the poll in the description for story 1. And our next story is titled, Am I the arsehole for asking my brother not to bring his boyfriend to my wedding? Okay, this is the worst. I'm losing sleep over this. I'm getting married in a week to an awesome woman, and I cannot wait to be her husband. We are so excited. My brother is gay, but my family doesn't know. Only me and my parents know. I come from a very old school traditional family, so the old part of the family, grandparents and some aunts/uncles, still have last century's mind, and the younger portion, cousins/siblings, are open-minded and are living in the present. So my brother has been dating his boyfriend for 6 months now. The dude is great. I'm so happy my brother found a great guy, but it's kind of a secret, as he hasn't told my family he is gay. I've been telling him for years that he should come out, because I know it stresses him out a lot, and I think it will make him feel better to not hide it anymore. Plus I bet a few family members already know anyway. But he disagrees because he knows a part of the family won't accept it and it will be a lot of drama. I see the opposite. I see it as soon as you know who the idiots are, the sooner we can cut them out of our lives. I have no interest in having someone in my life that doesn't accept my brother being gay. Anyway, that's his decision, not mine, so for now he won't say anything. Until a few weeks ago when he said he wants to bring his boyfriend to my wedding. I was not expecting that, to be honest, so he went from 0 to 100 pretty fast. If it was any other occasion, I would have been supportive obviously, but I don't think my wedding is the day he should do that. Imagine all the drama and gossip and bullshit that would happen, and I don't want to get the attention away from my fiance. That's her day, and I don't want to have to worry about that on my wedding day, and I think it's a pretty good reason. I asked him why my wedding day. He said it's because he wants to celebrate love with 2 people he loves the most, me and his boyfriend. This is killing me. I would fight my whole family for my brother and never speak to them again if I had to, but my wedding day is supposed to be a celebration, not a family fight, and I can't do this to my wife. That might ruin our future. I didn't even tell her. She is already stressed out, and I don't want to make it even worse. With a heavy heart, I asked him to please come alone to the wedding, and I hope he understands me. He started crying and left my house without saying anything. Next day I got a text and he said, "Don't worry, going alone." I tried calling him and he didn't answer me. My parents don't seem to know what's happening because they didn't say anything. He eventually called me back days later. We spoke. He said he understands my side, but things are still weird between us. This is the worst situation of my life. Am I the arsehole for handling it the way I did? PS1, I want to thank the Redditor that sent me a private message, said that they hope a mass shooter shows up at my wedding. So thoughtful. Jesus Christ, man. PS2, thanks for the gold and stuff. Update, spoke to fiance, couldn't keep this from her anymore. She agreed with me. Clarification, I know it wouldn't be my brother that would cause trouble. The trouble would start with the remarks and looks from some aunt/uncle. Doesn't matter, we're spending a lot of money on this wedding, planned it for a long time. My fiance put her heart and soul into planning this wedding. I don't want to see my bride or mum crying or some idiot uncle insulting my brother. Literally every other day of my life I will support my brother's decision to come out, even at the wedding. I would obviously defend him, but the point is, not at the wedding. Also, my brother is not the arsehole, not at all. The line that got me in this one is where it said, but he disagrees because he knows a part of the family won't accept it and it will be a lot of drama. So for that, the brother's got to stand back and look, yeah, I know it's going to be a lot of drama, so yeah, it's not the right setting to be doing that at your wedding. No one wants a family drama at a wedding, and as he said, this brother said he'd defend you till death by the sounds of it, so you can't blame the brother for the situation, not wanting his wedding day to be a massive family fight. Any other day of the year, he said, he'll fight his family for his gay brother, so, you know, his heart is in the right place and you can't blame him for not wanting it on his wedding day. So I got to say, not the arsehole in this situation, and I hope the relationship between the couple of brothers stays strong because that's a beautiful thing. But let's go to the comments below to see what we can find. Flaming Cabbage 91 says, not the arsehole, God I'm queer, and I gotta say, a Sib's wedding would not be the place to trot out that bit of my life. It's your wedding, it's your day. Although I have to say, if your wife is level-headed, she wouldn't let her family ruin your relationship. Did you talk to her about this? A political rat says, in my opinion, this is a no one's an arsehole here situation. You're clearly trying to prevent an extreme blowout at your wedding that can and likely would ruin it. Your brother is most likely trying to avoid some measure of backlash he feels he will receive by coming out, by doing so in a situation where it would not be socially acceptable for someone to flip their shit about it. Both of you have understandable reasoning here, but I think the one in the wrong is your brother on this one. He's acting to take advantage of your wedding while you're just trying to enjoy your wedding. I'll tell him it's fine to bring his boyfriend, but only if he chooses to come out to the family at least a couple of weeks in advance of your wedding. If he's planning to come out at your wedding, that is not going to be okay. And now I turn this one to you guys. What do you guys think of this story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on that poll in the description for story 2. And our next story is from Child Gone Nuclear. Am I the arsehole for ruining both my parents' marriages for disowning me? I am the byproduct of my parents' extramarital affair. Both of them had spouses at the time. My birth mother got pregnant and had to tell her husband he was overseas when I was conceived, so there was no way I was his. A few months after I was born, they decided not to divorce. I was given to my grandparents on my mother's side to raise with my birth father, secretly paying child support without his wife's knowledge. Both my parents had other children. My dad's side knows nothing about me, but my siblings on my mum's side were told that I'm adopted by my grandparents. Recently I decided that I wanted to know more about my dad's family, and I sent a friend's request to one of my siblings and my dad so I could get to know him. Well, he freaked out and contacted my birth mum and said they asked to speak to me over Skype. They both told me that they couldn't risk staying in contact with me and told me that they were going no contact and to please respect it and move on with my life. Well, I did pretty much the opposite. I contacted my dad's wife and shared screenshots of our conversations and told her everything. She's now divorcing him, while my mother's side and I told both my siblings, who then went on to tell extended family including her husband's side, so they are now separated and my siblings hate my mother. Currently my siblings on both sides' lives have been upturned, and after the satisfaction has worn off, I feel like I unnecessarily hurt them through my parents. Am I the arsehole for ruining my parents' marriages? As with a lot of these stories, it's always the first line that you could just say is that you didn't ruin their marriages, they ruined their own marriages. They got up to that shit, it's their faults. And that's all I got to say about that one really. You're not the arsehole in this situation, they're the arseholes, but let's go down to the comments below to see if there's anything different. The first comment from Barrel of Tiger says, not the arsehole, you didn't ruin anything, they did. Standard. Your birth parents have been and continue to be completely selfish arseholes, and everyone deserved to see who they really were. The only people who upended anyone's lives are your parents. You did not deserve to be told to go away or hidden. Keanu Cordon Bleu says, not the arsehole, your parents are fucking selfish. So many other options for them instead of just pretending like you don't exist. If you don't want your spouse to find out you cheated, how about not ducking cheating? All you wanted was a little contact with family. They rejected you. Well, they don't get to choose whether your half sisters and brothers want to know you or not. Maybe sharing screenshots was not the right way to go about it. But honestly, if you keep such a huge secret from your spouse, you deserve to get found out eventually. Out to Dry says, not the arsehole, it's really shitty that they would try to deprive you of having literally any family besides your grandparents so they can cover up their bad behaviour. I don't blame you for what you did. You'll definitely have to deal with the fallout, but at least you can now have a relationship with your siblings. Mower Machine says, they were expecting you to actively participate in erasing your own existence from their world. They basically wanted you to not exist. Of course you got angry and wanted to hurt them. So the fact that you wanted to punish them as well, I won't go as far as call it arseholish, but the fact that you feel like a schmuck for deliberately kicking the keystone pebble that led to this particular landslide tells me that you're a decent person that doesn't like to see other people in pain as a direct result of events you played a minor part in engineering. But please remember that the people who set this whole situation made it so easy for you to trigger that landslide. All you had to do was publicly exist at them. Sure, you were pissed, but literally the only thing you did was, hey, I exist, and if all you have to do is breathe and exist to blow someone's tariff lies, then you are so not the arsehole. Now I turn this story to you guys. What do you guys think of this mess? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on the poll in the description for story 3. Our next story is from SorryGirl818. Am I the arsehole for pointing out to my friends that they are not famous? My friends are dating. They're also actors who have had small roles on a few TV shows. I'm talking 2 lines or less. I say this not to be a hater, I'm truly rooting for them, but to give you a scope of their reach, neither of them have a following in real life or on social media. They've got under 1,500 followers combined. Anyway, last week I posted a group picture on Instagram of people celebrating a friend's birthday. Everyone in the photo has got their arms around each other's shoulders, very platonic. Anyway, yesterday in a group chat between the 3 of us, they asked me to take the photo down because they don't want the public to know they're dating. I would consider it if they look bad / too sloppy or drunk, etc, but they don't. Also, everyone had their arms around each other, not just them. Anyway, I asked what they meant and they said they didn't want to end up in gossip rags. I pointed out that they are not famous, they don't even have functioning IMDb pages. They were livid and called me a bunch of names. I think they're delusional, but they've been texting me demanding it and even sent me screenshots of them reporting it. Nothing has happened. At this point, I don't even want to be their friend. However, and probably because I'm an arsehole, I don't want to delete it based solely on principle. Edit, okay, so many of you all are right. I suppose I should separate how I feel about their ridiculous / delusional stupid reasoning with the fact that no one should have an image of themselves online that they don't want made public. I'll take it down. Yeah, I'm going to have to say everyone sucks here. I mean, it is kind of funny, and I would probably feel as petty as you, like on principle I'm not taking it down just because they're telling me to kind of thing. But you know, in this day and age, if someone doesn't want their photo online, you need to take it down, and there is that fact. So I think everyone sucks here, although they do sound totally delusional about how famous they actually are. So let's go down to the comments below to see what we can find. I Love Cheese It says, everyone sucks here. Since they asked you to take a picture of them off social media, you should have done that. That being said, they're acting pretty ridiculous about their fame. A deleted user says, everyone sucks here, they have inflated egos, however you should take a photo down when asked to take it down, regardless of reason. Kritab says, you're the arsehole, when someone asks you to take down their photo, you take it down, regardless of their reasoning. And this one pretty much carries on like that. Comment after comment of saying take the photo down if they're requesting it, which should be done of course. Now I turn this one to you guys. What do you guys think of this story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on that poll in the description for story 4. And our next story is from Fucked Up Face. Am I the arsehole for leaving significant facial scarring uncovered on a plane and being confrontational when a father asked me to cover it because it was scaring his son? I sustained very bad injuries to my face this month. I'm in a stage of healing when the scar tissue has formed, but it's still very tender, new skin. I'm going to have very obvious facial scarring for the rest of my life. The injury starts about an inch above my hairline, goes down over my brow, so on that part hair will not grow. It continues down my cheek where it is the deepest. I'll always probably have an indentation in the fullest part of my cheek, then it continues to my jawline. In some ways it's okay, I'm happy it's just cosmetic damage. My friends are super reassuring, telling me how badass and sick it's gonna look. They say I'm still hot as ever, now a little more sexy and mysterious. Lol. But in some ways it really sucks. I know that I'm always going to be seen first as the girl with a scar, and it feels especially bad when people look at me differently. This week I had to fly home for a family thing. It was a plan I had made before my injury. I wasn't really looking forward to the pity or people making a big deal of it. I'd rather it not be acknowledged. I'd also met with some dermatologist who said I was at the stage of the scar tissue formation, that I should no longer be dressing the wounds. The skin was healing and instead I needed to be applying topical cream and Vaseline to keep the site clean and moist. It also looks a bit ugly. The building scar tissue is very red and tender, and with the Vaseline over it, it looks slick and shiny. So I get on this flight, I have the window seat and I put on my headphones and drift off to sleep when the plane is still boarding. I wake up to this kid, maybe 4 years old, sat next to me, throwing a tantrum. I didn't catch the first part of it, and honestly I couldn't understand what he was yelling about. His father said to me, "Can you cover that injury?" I said that my dermatologist recommends I don't, so I don't think I will. He started snapping at me saying, "There is no need to be so rude. That injury is graphic and is scarring my little one." I said, "This is my face, the only damn face I've got. It sucks to be told I'm so ugly I can't show my goddamn face in public." He started to backtrack saying, "Just until it's healed." And I said, "It'll always be with me. Maybe teach some fucking compassion and respect. Instead of telling a girl half your damn age what you think about her face. That's rude." He actually got up after that, and I think he went to a stewardess about a seat change because a young couple came to sit next to me on a few minutes instead. I've got to admit I felt so low, I put on my sunglasses and had a quiet cry for a few minutes. Am I the arsehole for not covering my healing scar and for being confrontational about it? Hell no. You absolutely should call out people like that. And for the child's sake, children will be curious of those sort of injuries. They always will look at you like, what the hell is going on here? I got a friend who's born with a hand missing, and children are always curious about it. And you know, she's more than willing to explain how and why that happened. Well, they don't know exactly why because she was born with it, but she's willing to show and say, look, I was born with this. And they are more curious than anything and intrigued by the whole thing, and not judgmental at all, you know. And I think we should encourage children to be curious and things like that and explain to them what happened. And you know, this is just part of life. Some people have these injuries and you know, it's normal. Not make it a big thing and say, oh, look at her face, she's disgusting and she needs to be covering that up. That's not the way to go about it. It doesn't teach our kids good things. Absolutely arseholish move. And I personally love a badass scar. I got one on the back of my head. But let's go down to the comments below to see what we can find. RCK says, dear God no, you're absolutely not the arsehole. People that are heartless shouldn't be allowed in public. I'm so sorry that happened to you. It sounds like it looks pretty badass for the record. Rock what you got, girl. Eat Shit Pit says, that dude is the arsehole, you did nothing wrong. Okay kid, you're afraid. Time for a life lesson. To turn it around on you and insist you are responsible for ensuring the comfort of his kid makes me sick, and I would have been far more blunt with the father. Does the same apply if you were an amputee, had extreme psoriasis or another skin disorder? Where does it end? Shall we place everyone who looks a little different and down in the baggage hold to ensure we don't upset anyone? If it truly bothered him to that extent, he could have quietly asked the stewardess for help and not upset you. People can be rude, selfish and flat out arseholes, and I'm sorry you got stuck beside one. Good luck in the healing process. And now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys think of this story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on that poll in the description. Once again guys, thank you for being here today. It is truly appreciated for you to take the time out of your day to watch these videos. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I will see you, hopefully, in the next one. Take care guys, much love.